Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Parang iniisa-isa natin yung iba't ibang mga provincial nomination programs, ano? We recently had an episode on OINP. Nagkaroon na rin tayo sa British Columbia, BCPNP. At ngayon, pumunta naman tayo sa bandang Saskatchewan. SINP naman ang pag-uusapan natin. We're going to talk about how it has become more competitive over the past year or so. Diba? Siyempre, sa lahat naman yata talaga ng probinsya, no? Kanya-kanyang paghihigpit ang nangyari. Here to discuss with us ang SINP, Miss Geraldine Vallarayil ng GHV Immigration. Hi, Miss G!
Hi, Miss Ina. Hello po sa lahat.
Okay. Guys, by the way, kapag sa Saskatchewan pala kayo lilipat o doon kayo nagtatrabaho, kailangan ninyo ng consultant, may special license kailangan sa Saskatchewan ng mga consultant para makapag-practice dyan.
Yes.
So, hindi po automatic na porque RCIC ay pwede sila sa Saskatchewan. Si Miss G is licensed in Saskatchewan, for example, even if she is based in Edmonton, Alberta. Right? Okay, hold on. Let me put up Miss G's email in case gusto niyo po siyang kontakin. Yan po yung gagapang sa baba. Okay, Miss G, just like the other provinces, ano na ba? Kamusta na ba itong Saskatchewan ngayon? For a time, I know many of our kababayans considered and actually moved to Saskatchewan. Sabihin mo ng mga 2-3 years ago, no, nagsilipatan sa Saskatchewan dahil mas madali daw ma-PR dyan. Doon pala, wala ka pala doon. Ano? Okay, go ahead, Miss G.
Yeah. So, Miss Ina, siguro additional lang din learning doon sa mga aplikante na nagsisik ng representation ng isang lisensyadong immigration consultant. No? Ang lisensya ng immigration consultant or yung tinatawag natin na Regulated Canadian Immigration Consultant or RCIC is federal po yan. Means kahit saan kayo mag-immigrate sa Canada, they can represent you. No? Pero only for the province of, may mga provinces, and one is the Saskatchewan, na kailangan po ng extra provincial license para ma-legally or technically represent po kayo ng isang consultant.
Yun, kailangan pala may provincial license. Same with Quebec ba, Miss G? Tama ba ako? Ang Quebec kailangan din.
Like, yes po.
I see. Okay. Now, ayan piliin nyo na mabuti. Kailangan may provincial license sa Saskatchewan. Alright. Miss G, ano ba ang biggest issue ngayon sa Saskatchewan na dahilan kung bakit sasabihin natin mas competitive na ngayon for foreign workers to become PRs?
Oo, siguro mag-start tayo dyan, Ms. Ina, dun sa nomination allocation for 2026. So, hindi lang naman yan sa Saskatchewan. Actually, all throughout Canadian provinces or even territories also, talagang bumaba yung allocation ng nomination. So, for Saskatchewan itself, ang allocation lang dyan is around 4,700 something. No? Yung previous years kasi walang interference ng federal government hindi sila nagdidikta ng certain percentage kung ilan ba yung dapat nilang o kaya nilang i-nominate. No? So pero still sabi ng SINP IRCC can change the allocation pero it is to their discretion. But for now, 4,700 something lang ang nomination na i-issue ng SINP.
Okay. So that in itself, obviously, guys, will make the program more competitive. So paano ngayon filter ang mga workers dyan? Ano ba ang favored profiles, favored jobs for SINP ngayon? Kasi noon, alam ko, Ms. G, kahit parang mga sa hospitality, yan, nagpupunta dyan, or retail, ang dami na pa-PR dyan from like a few years ago. Ganon pa rin ba ngayon?
Medyo naghigpit na ngayon. So yung, I just read, I revisited the allocation bago tayo mag-usap ngayon. So yung 50% ng allocation nakareserve yan sa healthcare, no, agriculture, skilled trade. So same as other provinces, yun din ang kanilang focus, no, for the nomination. And then 25% lang dun sa mga food services, yung mga position na sinabi mo nga, Miss Ina, no. And the rest yung sa mga international graduates na may job offer sa priority sectors. So yun, sabi mo nga dati madali. If you're a cook or food service supervisor, nasa Alberta ka, pinagsabi sa'yo, ay madaling ma-PR dun sa Saskatchewan. I would say yes and no. No, it's not really na madaling ma-PR sa Saskatchewan, but what I can say is mas madali compared to provinces like BC, Alberta, no, and others na very competitive or mas competitive ang PNP processing nila, no, and how they allocate yung
Tsaka,
nomination.
yeah, you mentioned international students, Miss G. I think may nabasa ako na mas mahirap din for international students na magkaroon ng PR pathway to Saskatchewan, specifically if they are coming from a different province. Kung lilipat na nga Saskatchewan. Kasi parang ano ba sila, may policy na mas priority nila dapat yung mga galing sa Saskatchewan universities or colleges. Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, only those graduated from Saskatchewan DLI can enter the international graduate student stream nila. O kung gumraduate ka man sa Saskatchewan, kailangan din na may job offer ka na from priority sectors. Like healthcare, construction, agriculture. So kailangan mo pa rin. So kung ikaw is, let us say, nag-aral ka sa Alberta or Ontario, gusto mo lumipat ng Saskatchewan para maka-apply ng PNP, then you can apply through their other stream naman. Meron silang international worker stream na pwede silang makonsider doon.
I see. Okay. And then, ito yung sinasabi mo sa akin, umpisa pa lang when we talked about this topic, Ms. G. Please explain it to me like somebody na not familiar talaga sa SINP, no? Yes. Yung changes doon sa JAL, ano ba yung sinasabi mo na yun, Ms. G? How has it affected the processing of PR dyan?
Oo. Dati kasi ano yun bago start or makapag-submit ng expression of interest ang isang worker or isang applicant, kailangan muna, if it's an employer-driven stream, no, or kailangan ng job offer para makapasok dun sa stream ng Saskatchewan, so kailangan mag-apply ang employer nung job approval letter. So ngayon binago na nila, it has become EPA, employment, ano ba yung P? I forgot, assessment. So yun, basta yun ang tawag doon.
Let me check. It's Employer Position Assessment.
Yes, yeah. Employer Position Assessment or EPA. There's a little bit, polishing na ginawa, no? And then yun, hindi na JAL ang term doon. So we have to change that. You need a JAL for you to be able to create an expression of interest. If it is an employer-driven stream ng Saskatchewan PNP or SINP. No? Doon naman sa mga sectors na, yun nga, Miss Ina, accommodation and food services, yung mga nasa trucking, retail trade sectors, yun yung tinatawag na medyo mababa ang allocation doon.
Diyan pa naman marami tayong kababayan din, ano?
Exactly, oo. So only those with workers, kasi pag nag-apply sila ng EPA or EPA, kasama na doon yung name ng workers, no? So sino yung gusto nilang i-support for the PNP. So, pinaprioritize nila doon is yung mga workers na may permit expiring the next 6 months. Sinabi ko sa'yo kanina 3 months, pero 6 months siya.
6 months.
Oo.
What is the logic behind that, Ms. Gina? I-prioritize yung mga may 6 months left.
Oo, it makes sense, Ms. Ina, kasi syempre yung mga employer tested na yung mga workers nila, no, that they wanna support. So pag kasi magkakaroon kasi ng interruption sa kanila na technical or legally able to work. Right. Diba? So mas gusto nilang mapabilis ang making sure na parang tuloy-tuloy yung legal.
Walang ma-out of status kalagitnaan.
Exactly, oo. Walang gap na mangyayari doon sa ability ng foreign worker na makapag-work doon sa employer. So, if you're an employer, naku, Miss Ina, parang caregiver din yan, paunahan sa
Mm-mm.
pag-create ng EPA or yung EPA.
I
Talagang nangyayari yan ng May every 2 months actually. Nag-start ng January, then last month, again, meron ulit July. Basta every 2 months. So,
Oh.
there was one intake na talaga namang, I think in 1 hour, napuno na talaga. Oo,
I
kasi konti lang allocation yan. Maliit lang ang allocation.
I see.
So, for example, Miss Ina, if you're an employer, no, let us say foreign worker ka, and then kinausap mo yung employer mo, and then sabi ng employee, pero yung foreign worker is meron pang like, let us say 1 year pa or 8 months pa ang natitira or even 7 months pa na natitira sa kanilang permit validity, nag-apply ng EPA, ang employer nila nakapasok, no, it's not a determination na may i-issuehan ng EPA,
Oh.
employer. So that can be refused still.
I see.
So,
Sabi mo kanina, Ms. G, healthcare. Ano pang mga medyo okay ang chances? What professions ba ang priority ngayon ng SINP?
oo, yung mga nasa agriculture, Miss Ina, yung mga skilled trades, o yung mga nasa mining, manufacturing, and technology, yeah, ano dyan,
Yeah.
yan ang gusto ng SINP. And remember, if you're on a vulnerable open work permit, for example, or naka-spousal open work permit ka, you also have a stream available para sa SINP. Pwede rin kayong yung mag-apply. And still, Saskatchewan is one of the provinces ng Canada na nag-accept ng application through the PNP kahit walang job offer.
Oh, okay. At least yun meron.
Yes, that is through the express entry stream and of course yung occupations in demand. And advantage pag may kamag-anak ka, kasama dyan yung pamangkin or yung mga in-laws mo, tita, tito. Unlike kasi sa express entry, di ba siblings lang?
Right.
Pero Saskatchewan, kahit tita mo, tita, pamangkin, in-laws kasama, pwede. Pero hindi kaibigan. I think there was a time na kahit kaibigan willing tinatanggap. But this time, no, it's not.
I see. I think parang a common trend na nakikita ko, Ms. G, sa mga priority occupations ng iba't ibang mga provinces ay medyo natanggal na sa priority nila talaga yung retail, no? And food service, which again, noon yan ang usong-uso na nakapagpa-PR sa marami nating kababayan back then. Ngayon, medyo mahirap na.
Mahirap.
Kapag gano'n ang job nung kliyenteng lumalapit sa'yo, Ms. G, what do you tell them? I mean, where do they go?
If they're in the province na it's clear na wala talagang possibility na ma-invite, because you as a consultant, you also have to check ano bang nangyayari sa mga draws from each province, no? And then, if hindi mo talaga nakikita na wala talagang pag-asa tong kliyente mo na ma-invite for provincial nominee, sabi ko nga, especially kung hindi nagsusupport ang employer, tumakbo ka na, no?
Saan?
Tumakbo ka sa ibang province.
Saan?
Oo, nabitin kita. Tumakbo ka na sa ibang provinces na medyo madali. Hindi madali, but medyo madali ma-PR. I always tell them, check the SINP still. SINP is in my list. Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and the Newfoundland and Labrador.
Nako, nag-exist pa ba yun? Yung medyo madaling PR? Parang hindi na rin yata. Anywhere you go. Parang no?
With my experience with my mga kliyente during the consultation, it's very important talaga na nakikinig kayo sa consultant. But check first yung credibility ng consultant. No, meron ako mga consultant talagang bago sila lumipat, talagang chinecheck nila sa akin. Parang nasa akin yung button, okay, lumipat ka, lilipat sila. And they're getting nomination.
Do you think there's a trend now? Nalayo na tayo ng konti sa SINP, Miss
Oh,
G,
no,
no?
sorry.
I think ang trend ngayon medyo papuntang East Coast. Or pasarado na rin, nagsikipan na rin doon. Ano ba, Miss G? I'm talking about Nova Scotia, New Brunswick area, Atlantic provinces, no?
Compared to many provinces, ulitin ko ulit, Alberta, no, British Columbia, it's easier or mas madali, mas meron pa rin mga job offers from Atlantic provinces. No? So sabi ko nga, finding a job in Canada is a job itself. Trabahuhin niyo talaga ang paghahanap ng employer. Especially yung mga naka-open work permit, you have the ability to work immediately. No? So it's an advantage for you. But you have to choose whether susupport ba ang employer sa inyong PR intent. If not, tumakbo ko ulit, Miss Ina. Yes.
Ay, nako, takbo ng takbo hanggang maayin ako, ewan na, no? But anyway, I hope this episode has been helpful to you guys. Nako, isipin ko anong next province naman natin, ang itatackle. For now, that is it. Thank you so much, Ms. Geraldine Vallaril ng GHV Immigration. Her email is the one crawling down there if you want to get in touch with her. Okay, yan ang SINP. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody. Thanks, Miss G.
Thank you.